Everyone, look. Captain Marvel locked his arms like Superman. Banner and Rhodey arrived. Thor burst in, chopping Thanos' head off in one swing. Then Rocket looked and panicked, finding the Infinity Gauntlet empty. Thanos sure took precautions to keep the stones safe. He digested all stones, badly hurt. Furious, Thor burst in and ended Thanos with one chop. The universe's biggest threat was gone, but without the Infinity Stones, you can't bring back the lives lost. The Avengers were left feeling pretty down. He sighed, "I'm gonna die." But then 5 years later, one lucky mouse accidentally hit a button and set off a miracle for humanity. Confused, he walked down the street, seeing posters and chaos everywhere. He realized Earth had turned into a nightmare. Though Five Eyes in Quantum Realm, 5 years passed outside. Sensing danger, he sprinted home. Seeing his grown-up daughter brought him some relief, but with nowhere to go, he headed to the Avengers base, where Captain America was anxiously waiting. Finally reuniting with Scott, Cap was amazed and quickly invited him in. Scott proposed, "Let's build a time machine." He explained Quantum Realm's time dynamics differ from outside, allowing them to clean past messes. After hearing his theory, Cap and Rocket felt like they had grabbed a lifeline and quickly rushed over to Tony's for backup. At that moment, Tony was enjoying a quiet life by the lake with Pepper and their daughter, uninterested in Cap and Rocket's request. Tony looked uninterested, thinking it a pipe dream. After 5 years' challenge, he felt utterly defeated. But he harbored a deeper fear of losing his current happiness, which necessitated the Avengers to adopt their final resort and activate Plan B. They tracked down Banner, who had perfectly fused Hulk strength with his smarts, becoming a superhero in the eyes of the Though not his specialty, Banner decided to help save lives lost. Tony pretended to refuse. But his conversation with Cap struck a chord, especially when he saw a photo of himself with Spider-Man. His heart swelled with conflict. And finally, Tony simulated data, surprisingly created a workable model. Impulse overcame reason, stepping back in. Meanwhile, Banner designed a time machine, but the experiments went smooth. Every entry was a disaster. They kept bringing back Scott at different ages, and everyone witnessed his life stages. Cap fell into deep contemplation. Just then, the roar of a distant sports car snapped everyone back to reality. Tony zoomed in, returning in his flashy star car, and even brought Cap his shield. The Avengers assembled one by one, including Nebula, but Thor's whereabouts were still a mystery. Banner and Rocket decided to find Thor themselves, but were shocked to discover he had turned into a 300-pound couch potato. Once a muscle-bound hero, now he was lost in video games and booze, with zero interest in a new war. Thankfully, Rocket managed to reignite his fighting spirit. "There's a dog on the ship. What else do you want?" Thor finally agreed to rejoin, but his new look left everyone utterly speechless. Meanwhile, Black Widow had arrived in Tokyo, transformed into an emotionless assassin after the snap. For 5 years, she hunted gangs worldwide. After hearing the plan, she rejoined, and the Avengers assembled again. Their mission, go back in time, collect Infinity Stones, snap to save lives taken by Thanos. All set. The Avengers split into 3, heading to various times and places. Black Widow was thrilled before departure. She even reminded everyone, stay safe out there. As the time wheel started spinning, everyone was sent to their designated spots. Just in time for the Chitauri invasion. Watching the once furious Hulk now power up, Banner was deeply moved. Then, a hilariously chaotic and somewhat amusing scene unfolded as everyone started to split up and execute the prearranged plan. Banner was sent to New York Center, just in time to find one fighting the Chitauri. He tried to find Doctor Strange but was met with a hard pass. Out of desperation, Banner forced in, but one still smacked him. Meanwhile, the other 3 split up. Tony flew to the top of Stark Tower, witnessing Loki's capture in real time. Hydra agents stuffed the scepter into a briefcase, while Tony fiddled with the Tesseract shape. Ant-Man sneakily crawled into his suit. The other Tony casually picked it up. Mission accomplished, but then whoopsie-daisy. Suddenly, Hulk crashed in, the Tesseract rolled to Loki's feet, and Loki coolly snatched it, disappearing in an instant. Meanwhile, Banner helplessly face-swung, watching his own body lying on the side like a sad puppy. Banner anxiously spelled the story. One's attitude flipped when he learned Stephen would give the stone. Wong immediately handed the stone to Banner, reminding him to return it after use because, let's avoid any cosmic catastrophes, shall we? Just then, the other Cap was about to leave when he bumped into his past self, leading to a hilariously lively scene. The past Cap mistook the future Cap for Loki in disguise and an intense showdown ensued. In the brawl, they went back and forth, but ultimately the future Cap deceived his past self with a witty, the 8 punches are still alive. They zapped him with the scepter, regrouping perfectly even though Cap and Banner snagged the stone. But Tony's mission ended in failure. Left with no choice, he leaped back to 1970s New Jersey to hunt down the Tesseract. The risk of failure loomed large. With Cap's guidance, Tony arrived at S.H.I.E.L.D.'s warehouse, quickly pinpointing its location. Just as Tony was placing the Tesseract in the briefcase, he unexpectedly ran into his father, Howard Stark, leaving him utterly flabbergasted. Howard didn't recognize Tony, but sensed familiarity. They chatted about parenting, heartwarming.